Alright, where are we at? Okay, as I said, this shows plugging in everything you've got, and so you can center your servo. Okay, let's get the servo out. Alright, that servo's got some screws I'm going to need. But here's my servo. It's actually a short servo. That's alright. Still got metal gears, it's metal casing, and it's got plenty of power for this. But what do we need to do? We need to do the servo saver. Okie dokie. That's all here. P1, P3. So P1. P3, which is the staggered one, not the straight one. Okay. Now what this does is actually allows some flex. So if your wheels get stuck on something or hit something hard, it gives you a bit of a shock absorber. So your servo doesn't get killed. Alright, now which one of these do I need? That's going to be interesting. It should be that one. Yep. Okay. So it's that one. These actually tell you what they're made for. So, sorry, I can't read it. Oh, this actually says Tamiya. All right. Okay. So that's one we want. Now, how do we put this together? All right, that goes up. Which side do they want? It's together like that. It goes on like that. Then there's a spacer, and then you screw that into your servo. Now, to screw it to my servo, I'm going to need the screws that came with the servo. Just dump it in there. Which screws will I need? That's interesting. I'm guessing that one. I'm guessing. All right. Now the servo, when you put it in, well, as you look at the car, this has to be to the left. So that's the way we're going. I did center this. Is it wiggle? No. I did center this, but it's never going to be dead straight. You can do that with a trim. And you see, okay, that screw's not going to work. What have they got? BC3. Okay. I'm guessing that's a BC3. And there's the BC3. See if that works. No, that doesn't work either. Well, the screws that came with the servo aren't going to work. Let me have a look at this. That's a threaded screw. I'm just thinking, how did I do it with the Hornet? I had different screws. This one, these screws are no good. I need a threaded screw. It's got to be the right size. there for the wheels. That's for other stuff. Okay. A little bit of a hiccup. What do I need? A threaded screw that goes into that hole. Well, that one's perfect, but of course that goes somewhere else, so I can't use that one. Alrighty. Ooh, that might be too long. How far in did that go? It might be too long. So I just went into the bag of tricks and found this screw. But is that too long? What happened to my spacer? Oh. With the spacer, it might be just fine. So there's a spacer. That. Okay, that'll work. Alright. Stay in there. Don't over tighten this. Okie dokie. Alright. Cool. We're good to go. Right, what's next? We're going to need to turn the page. Alright, we need to go to A4. We need that bit, that bit. We're going to need 2 washers and 2 BB1s. Alright. I'm wondering if George Lucas actually did Tamiya models. Because in The Force Awakens and the other ones after that, he had BB-8. And most of the screws on this are BB-1s. Coincidence? Not sure. But these are basically posts, so you can actually mount this to this. So mount your servo. So I've got those 2 pieces. These bits are going to go to the back. They're going to go to the front, and they're going to fit on like that. But we need washers. One. Too small, too small. It's bizarre because when I did the Hornet, I had washers galore. As you can see, I actually ended up with a spare in there. But that's the wrong size anyway. So, right, what screwdriver will we use? We'll use this one. Or actually changed the head on this one, so I can use this one. Right. But we can pre-do these ones. So that. Oh, don't be a pain about it. Here we go. Nice and snug. Once again, don't over tighten. Do not over tighten. You're going into plastic. You are going to strip it. Why did that one go in so easy? Look, it's a bit low, isn't it? Right, basically flat. Right. Now we've got to play with some other stuff. Alright. So we need our arms. There's one arm. There's the other arm. We're going to need these and two of those. Now I know you're screwing into plastic, but this can actually get quite difficult because you've actually got to get this to match that. It's actually not far off at the moment. A bit more. Depends on your fingers, but if you need to, use needle nose pliers. Alright, so roughly that's about right. It's not all that straight, is it? And we're thinking that's going in there, so that's going to be coming out that way, so we'll give it another turn. Alright, that one's pretty good. Tell you what, these ones are easier than the ones on the Hornet. Ones on the Hornet, I definitely had to use the needle nose pliers. Either that, my fingers were more sensitive. I don't know. Yeah, roughly. Okie dokie. Which way are we going? Okay, short one, long one. Okay, we're going to feed them in here. Short one. Long one. So how are we doing? Look at that. Perfect. Okay, so we need 2 more BB1s and 2 more washers. Why am I having so much trouble finding these washers? Oh, here's another washer. Okay. Didn't give as many for this one. Okay. Alright, this is why you need to do this now. Because the next step is putting the A-arms on here. And when you put the A-arms on, you're not going to be able to get to those screw holes. And as it is, it's still difficult to do. But I need a couple of those. That's why I don't get it. It's like they put washers on this, but they didn't have you put washers on the rear suspension. So, okie dokie. So we're going up through there. Feed that through a little bit. And then I'm going to put the other one through. All thumbs. As I said, this is a short servo, short body servo. So but with these buggies, you don't need 20 pounds of torque. Okay, so we got that on there. Is it straight? It doesn't really matter if it's straight. It's close enough. Just being pedantic. Okay, so there's our servo in. All right, so the next fun part is this. By the way, if you're doing a Hornet, you got to put your body mount in now, because otherwise you got to pull all this apart and put your body mount in later, which is what I had to do. Okie dokie. So where are we? We've done this, we've done that. Now it's talking about attaching all your electrics gear. What for? Not right now. Now we're talking about doing front arms. Might leave that for another video, because I can't do a long video because my computer is completely freaking out at the moment, and when I try and upload these videos, they don't work. So we've done the servo. Obviously, you put all your electrics in here. Battery goes in there. Battery cover, and so we've done that bit. I'm going to leave that as it is. Oh, how long would it be? How long I've been recording for? Don't know. Can't tell. Can't read it. Why? I'm not wearing my glasses. Two minutes. Nah, surely it took longer than that. All right. Okay, so the bits we needed: the A-arms, I've been modelling for years, but it's only been in the last few years that I've actually used clippers. Very handy, very good tool. Okay, what are we doing? Oh, right, we're doing that. Okay, so that's BB1. With those brackets. And then we need a BB2. Oh, the BB2 should be that one. Yep. BB2. BB2. I'm not sure if you're supposed to lube that. You're supposed to, yeah, you are supposed to lube it. All right. And then we've got little arms. All right. Cool. Okay, which way are we going? Okie dokie. That's that side, and that's that side. All right. So first of all, let's get rid of that. Oh, completely missed it then. Yeah, I said this screwdriver actually is magnetized, but it depends on how much weight you put on it. And there should be pins there somewhere. There's the pins. All right. One. There's the pin. That's good, that's good. Alright. Alright, now which one do they want? Now, they're both identical, so this one goes that way. So they basically just want lube down the middle of that. Because it's not going to matter to the screw, because the screw only screws into one end. It screws into the top end. It's only got thread on the top end, not the bottom. Alright, so we're going that way. And putting this in here. Okey-dokey. And definitely don't overdo this one. Just nice and easy. Meteor sheet. Alright, good. Now I think it's suspension, isn't it? Or are we putting it on? Oh no. We're doing little fiddly bits. I'm going to leave it there and come back to you later.